Everybody in the music industry has problems with marketing. Nobody is perfect, as the market and trends change every day, which is why everyone has a love-hate relationship with marketing here. I've constantly had to change my approach every 3 months or so on YouTube. But if you want to understand the marketing mistakes that even the major labels make, tune into today's episode of the Music Money Makeover Show. What's the whole point of doing this? Let's talk about it. I want you to hear me out. Most executives that work at labels have what's called an assumed goal. It's lofty, meaning they can see the vision, but they try to bring the vision to the immediate timeline. Everybody does this. And what usually happens is they spread this same lofty goal across all 5 pillars of marketing. Therefore, each department will have their own ideas about how to get this done, and the strategy falls apart. When the goal is strategic and defined, meaning it's clear, measurable, and actionable, a true marketing strategy can be built upon that defined goal. Now, without this proper framing, results are left up to the wind, and I don't want that to be the thing for you. So this is part of the reason why labels have a 10% success rate, and while the game feels like a lottery for everybody else. Even the 90% of success that could have happened, the other 90% that failed, it could have happened if those goals were met. Also, if the budget was there. But you get what I'm saying. A lot of times these goals are just entirely too lofty, and they're not organized, prioritized, they're not actionable, they're not clear, they're not reasonable, and you're trying to bring the finish line to 3 months or to right now today. Big mistake. You don't want to do that. Even major labels don't want to baby step things, but sometimes you got to. Now, everybody forgets their parachute, which is true. When things start going wrong, shouldn't you actually take action? While independent artists and labels have the advantage of flexibility, we often make the mistake of sticking with failing strategies too long. Now, when the market shifts and metrics decline, many hesitate to actually change direction. A hesitation that costs both time and resources. As streams, sales, and fan engagement stagnate, the signs become clear that the market is moving away from your current strategy, if you even had one to begin with. So you should analyze your metrics weekly and be prepared to pivot your marketing approach to maintain momentum. Without making necessary changes, you risk both your audience and market position. But by staying agile and adapting quickly, you can maintain your fan base and potentially discover new market opportunities. And that's what we want to do. So for example, many artists stuck to traditional album releases during the streaming revolution, while those who adapted to the single focus releases and playlist strategies actually gained some significant advantages in the digital space. So what do you think is going to happen in D2C? Everything hasn't been figured out in D2C yet, but this is a D2C revolution that's happening. Once the artists on the ground figure out its sweet spot, everybody's going to flock to it, oversaturated, and the fans are going to be like, nah, you ain't giving me enough value, man. I can't really buy that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to do it. Or you're only just giving me music because you want a quick money grab. Nah, I'll wait for it on streaming. If you can get around that rebuttal right there of, I'll wait for it to come out on Netflix, I won't go to the theater, then you're winning. If you can't get around that, I'll wait till it comes out on Spotify. We got to figure something out. All right, now fan disconnection is a silent killer that you can't fix quick. So if your project is failing, it's likely because you've misaligned 3 key elements: your fans' desires, the artist's core message, and your marketing materials. And when these elements don't sync up with what fans desire or expect, your entire campaign is at risk. Therefore, this gives rise to the fall of the entire lofty goal from the beginning. And also, when marketing materials don't resonate with your target audience's core desires, it creates a ripple effect that can damage your entire campaign. Even though many artists and labels invest heavily in marketing, they often miss the crucial step of aligning their message with their fans' true desires: the music itself, the message, and the materials, right? It will be best if you conducted thorough audience research and testing, that's key, to ensure your marketing resonates with your target fan base. But if you don't do it, you'll waste a ton of resources on ineffective campaigns and risk permanent fan disconnection. If you do align your marketing with fans' desires, you'll build stronger connections and create sustainable growth for your music brand. Okay, so have you ever seen a music video that doesn't line up right with the song and you're like, why did they do that? Or if you see an artist that doesn't have the same persona that they would have in the music videos or what they sound like on record on the stage, and it's like, dang, they really don't reflect it, right? Because you got to be in character if you're going to step out on the stage and perform live. And if it is not the same reflection that they saw in the music video and that they heard on the recording, and you come on stage and it doesn't match up, it's like, yo, this ain't right. Or if the music video don't match up, it's not right. The key thing I want you to take away here is testing, because a lot of you all don't test your music. You don't test your marketing materials. It's like you skip the whole testing phase and you're going for the money super fast. But you're not going to get to the money super fast until you've tested all the different gamuts of everything. If you can test everything before you put that real money into your marketing campaign, you know for sure this is going to work. And again, you don't have a long window to test. But if you can test all of that stuff first and then put the money behind it, you're going to have a higher chance and a higher success rate doing that. See what I'm saying? Because you've aligned everything and you made sure that you understood what people actually want to see from what it is you're doing. Now, nobody uses their superpower to their advantage. The truth about every artist is that they have a superpower that sets them apart from everybody else. Take the top 4 female rappers right now. Glorilla has a deep Southern accent. Meg Thee Stallion has a bossy flair to her, and she would be top 4. She's a little cool right now. Cardi B is fun and feels like everybody's best friend. And Doechii is actually a bold, fearless storyteller. These unique qualities help them stand out from the crowd better than everyone else. And when this uniqueness hasn't been defined, cultivated, and established, every strategy you create will become difficult to execute because you don't have what's called a unique selling proposition. It will be best if you develop this unique trait before starting your campaigns so you can use it to your advantage instead of going in with a generic approach. See what I'm saying? Because if you go in with that generic approach, we're not winning. We're not winning. If you got a unique character trait, if you got a unique way that you sound, if your vocal is unique, if you got some type of outward persona that's unique, you got a unique style, you got a unique method, a way of doing things, you got a unique ad lib, like the Jeezy ad libs, you know what I'm saying? Or the Lil Jon ad libs. Like if you got something unique, you got to embrace that, because that's what's going to put you through the roof. But now, what if you don't have enough money to market your music properly? Money is not the problem. Lack of strategy is. And I just want you to think about that for a minute. Money is not the problem. Lack of strategy is. I'm going to say it one more time. Money is not the problem. Lack of strategy is. Just think about it, right? In the words of Master P, just think about it. I'm going to tell you how to get around it. But if you got $1,000 for marketing, why are you trying to run a $10,000 campaign? You got a resource and strategy problem. If all you got is $600 a month, why are you trying to run a $1,500 campaign? You can't afford it. So you got to be resourceful and you got to have a smooth strategy to make that $600 work. So the way we're going to get around it is we're going to start small. We're going to focus on organic growth through social media and reinvesting any earnings into short run targeted marketing campaigns rather than doing what everyone else is doing. If you avoid marketing though, your music won't reach its potential audience, limiting your growth and opportunities. But if you embrace strategic marketing, you can build a loyal fan base and actually create sustainable growth over time. And I mean, take baby steps. If you got a $600 budget, man, you got to start small. And everything is going to be short run. You're going to go boop, 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 boop. And the next thing you know, you'll get an opportunity. Ching-ching! The opportunity comes in, you take that money, you reinvest it, and now you can go boop, 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 boop. And you go ching-ching! You get another opportunity. That comes in, you reinvest it, you go back, and you go boom, 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 boom. You see what I'm saying? So you got to do it that way. Stop trying to bring the finish line to right now, today. That's what's causing all your anxiety, talking about, I ain't got no money. We know you ain't got no money. But why are you trying to run them big campaigns? But what if my marketing efforts don't align with my artistic vision? Now, if this is a question, man, you got a problem. If this is the case, then poor communication of your message is the main problem with your campaign. What desire are you trying to communicate? Fulfill the fans' desire. At this point, it's not about you. It's about the relationship with the fans. That's a two-way street. I want you to be sure your marketing reflects true artistic identity while still engaging your target audience. Because if you avoid strategic marketing, your message gets lost in the noise. If you embrace it, you can maintain artistic integrity while effectively reaching your audience, right? So you gotta align, you gotta get that fan-artist relationship right. Well, what if I understand the technical aspects of digital marketing? Okay, I can hear you. Don't resist learning if you don't have a big team. Learn. If you can't afford to outsource and hire, learn. Not understanding the technical secrets is not a good reason to avoid modern marketing methods. Start with one platform, master it, then expand gradually. You'll fall behind in an increasingly digital industry if you don't embrace it. Right, this is what's going to happen. However, you will gain valuable skills that will benefit your entire career if you do step into this thing. Here's what you can do so we can solve some of these issues that you got going on. I want you to define your unique strategy by setting clear, measurable, and actionable goals that align with your artistic vision and the reality of your position in the market. Then I want you to stay agile with your marketing approach by consistently monitoring metrics and being ready to pivot when actually needed. Then I want you to build an authentic connection with your fans by ensuring your marketing message truly resonates with their desires and expectations. Finally, I want you to join me in the Music Money Makers community so I can answer all of your questions, whether it be marketing, promotions, and whatnot, live every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me on there, because we winning, man. I love the crew that's on there. We're getting it done. By implementing these strategies effectively, your defined goals will create a clear path to consistent success, allowing you to build sustainable growth in your music career. Your agile marketing approach will help you stay ahead of the market trends, maximizing your reach and impact. And then on top of that, your authentic fan connections will develop into a loyal community that supports your long-term success. I mean, it sounds like a winning picture to me, but most of you all are choosing to wing it. And I know you'll do that, but then you're gonna face a few consequences. So I want you to be aware before you do it. You'll potentially waste thousands of dollars on ineffective campaigns that just don't reach your target audience or generate meaningful results. You know this is gonna happen, and I don't have to tell you, but you'll experience the crushing disappointment and loss of confidence that comes from watching your music fail to connect with listeners. You know this is gonna happen, man. Stop winging it, bro. You'll either have to choose between giving up on your music career, which a lot of times happens. You don't know that you gave up until 2 years later, but you made the decision 2 years prior. You know what I'm saying? Or you're gonna continue to struggle without direction. That's either or. There's no middle ground when you're making these fundamental marketing mistakes. One's gonna trip you up so bad that you're gonna be like, man, and you're gonna get exhausted. And then you're gonna end up saying you're just gonna sit down a little too long, and on that final hour, it's gonna be over. But at the end of the day, success in the music industry isn't about having unlimited resources or following someone else's playbook. It's about making smart strategic decisions that align with your unique vision, allowing you to meet your goals, right? This is key, understanding that every marketing mistake we discussed today is fixable with the right approach and mindset. So by avoiding these common mistakes and implementing some of these strategies that we talked about today that work, you can transform your music marketing from a source of frustration into a powerful tool for building your career. Music Money Makers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, jump into the 60-day record label course beneath this video, jump into the all-new community, Music Money Makers, right? Grab the free stuff, like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.